Hello everyone, and welcome to the Trending in My Life podcast, episode 86. And this week, it's love, love, love. Because before I put out the next podcast, Valentine's Day will have come and gone. And I was wandering around some shops earlier and thinking how there's a lot of shops not making the most of this occasion. Okay, you get your card shops that always have a display in the window and different cards and stuff. And sometimes you get a display in a supermarket. A section of the supermarket will have things for an occasion that's coming up. But you walk down like a high street and there are shops either side of you and you're thinking, I go quite a few shops before I see anything resembling a heart or saying Valentine's Day. Obviously the jewellers are making the most of it, but they can't arrange their jewellery into heart shapes. It's just that they have a big sort of sticker on the window saying Valentine's Day, hoping that there'll be a queue outside trying to buy engagement rings to propose on Valentine's Day. But a lot of the clothes shops aren't doing any kind of Valentine's Day display, whereas weirdly enough, the charity shops are, by putting red clothes in the window, being the colour of Valentine's Day, the colour of a heart. They've got displays which is nice for people who are going out to dinner and want to buy an outfit. In fact, I went into a shop and on their sale rail they had a red sequined long skirt, which because of my height I could have wore as a dress. But I thought, it's on the sale rail with lots of Christmas stuff, and I thought they could have put that on a mannequin in the window with Valentine's Day on it, and people would be rushing in wanting to buy it to go to Valentine's events, because there are a lot of dinners and events that happen around Valentine's Day and people need clothes to dress up in. And the shoe shops, I was amazed. I went past some sort of upmarket shoe shops and there wasn't one pair of red high heels in the window. It was all winter boots and stuff. And I thought, just one pair in the middle of that, so that a woman walking past would think, oh, I'll buy those to wear with my outfit for Valentine's Day. And it seems like they're just missing a trick here. And other events during the year that happen, there's, the huge displays in all the windows and all the shops. But yeah, it was interesting to see that lack of enthusiasm for the day. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be about loving your partner. And of course, that's the focus in many things, like in restaurants, they will do a special Valentine's menu. Even in some cafes, they'll do that, so that you will take a date out for Valentine's Day, a special meal. They might do a heart-shaped dessert, or it might just be heaped with strawberries or something. Yeah, but there are other events that people go to. They even do like speed dating events on Valentine's Day, with the idea that you might actually meet someone that you would spend the rest of your life with. You never know. There's a lot of aspects to Valentine's Day that are sometimes missed. It is all about love that we have for the people in our lives, but not necessarily a partner. I lived in the States for a few years, and Valentine's cards in the shops didn't just say to my husband, to my wife, to the one I love. They said to grandma, to aunt and uncle. They were to all members of your family and to my friend. And not in that sense of, oh, we're just friends when you're more than that and you're in a relationship, but that you can say Happy Valentine's Day to any friend, any member of your family. The kids in school would give Valentine's Day cards to all their friends, and there was usually a rule, you can't pick and choose, you have to give the entire class, so that nobody's feelings were hurt. But the thing is, male or female, it didn't matter who was giving and who was receiving, they would all have Valentine's Day cards. And it does make you think about the people you care about in your life. And if it feels weird giving them a Valentine's Day card, that doesn't mean you can't show some appreciation on Valentine's Day. A bunch of flowers to your grandmother on Valentine's Day, that's just a nice gesture. I'm sure in years gone by she had bouquets of flowers from the men in her life, or the man in her life, or the woman in her life. And maybe she's on her own now, so it's nice to give her a bunch of flowers. Heart-shaped chocolates, you can give anybody, and they'll eat them regardless of whether they're passionately in love with you or not. There are all different types of love in our life, which we can use Valentine's Day as a day of giving nice gestures and thinking of them. Even if you give a phone call to a relative you haven't spoken to in ages, just shows that you care. And yeah, there's a lot of people that you can include in Valentine's Day. On this Valentine's Day, you may be on your own, and instead of spending all day thinking about why haven't I got a partner, why haven't I found the one to spend the rest of your life with, maybe just think about somebody you care about and then do something to show that. Because as soon as you shift that focus away from yourself, you'll perhaps stop feeling sad and lonely and start thinking about, oh yeah, but I've got this person in my life or that person in my life, and it's nice to say hello, just reach out to someone like that. And yeah, there's all different ways of celebrating Valentine's Day. And there is anyway, even when you have a partner to celebrate with. You might be going to dinner. You might have planned a romantic proposal in a romantic spot. You might be giving them an expensive gift, but you also might be giving them a very thoughtful gift. A gift that you've maybe listened to something they said and thought, filed that away in your brain, and then it comes towards Valentine's Day and you think, oh yeah, I'll get one of those because it'll show that I've remembered and I cared enough to go and find that because it was something that they mentioned. You might go and see a movie, and it might even be because of your sort of home schedule. You might just take them for a very special breakfast. It doesn't have to be an evening thing. You might do the flowers thing. I mean, that's the traditional Valentine's gift, isn't it? Red roses, but sometimes buying their favourite flower rather than that traditional one, again, shows you thought about it and you listen, and that can be a more romantic gesture. It depends what country you're in, because I'm in the UK and we're in winter at the moment, but you could be on the other side of the world and it could be summer where you are. So you might take them to have a picnic on Valentine's Day. You can do a Valentine's Day meal at home and make it romantic with candles. I was looking at some tall candles in a packet on a shelf today, and I thought it's kind of a lost art. People have these big chunky candles all the time, don't they? Or tea lights. But you used to get candle holders and put very tall candles in. And the particular ones I was looking at were tall and spiraled. And I thought, they're very pretty to look at. And it does make a special occasion if you've got some tall candles rather than the small ones. I mean, candlelight is candlelight, but it just seems more special with the tall candles. I can't really explain it. And of course, if you go to a restaurant, they will be the chunky low-level ones because they use them again and again, and for health and safety, you're not going to knock them over. But yeah, that's a sort of dying art type thing, the tall candles. But yeah, just cooking someone their favourite meal, making a heart-shaped cake. If you're doing breakfast, cutting their omelette or pancake into a heart shape. There are all different ways to do this. Holding hands when you walk down the street. I've noticed lately people holding hands, and it's really nice to see. It's that caring thing, and it's very nice to see couples doing that. There was a couple on the tube doing that the other day, and I so wanted to take a photo of just their hands, but you know, there are certain steps too far when you're a YouTuber. And I was like, no, don't say it, they'll think you're so weird. So I did the traditional thing that you do on the tube, which is not talk to anybody. But it's a sweet, simple gesture, but it means a lot. You know, it's lovely. And if you are going somewhere, or even if you've got a meal at home, it's nice to dress up for that. It's nice to make a bit of effort, you know, a nice shirt and a nice dress, things like that. So this Valentine's Day, I hope you get to spend it with someone that you love, or with someone that you care about. And if not, just reach out to someone you do care about and wish them a happy Valentine's Day, or even just a happy day. Well, if you've enjoyed this podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and come back next time. Bye for now.